Hello friends, welcome back to Pages and Pens, or Julia's the author, which I think is what we are now. Today I am here with a try a chapter video because I am swiftly running out of space. I don't know if you can see up here, but I've got like that Brandon Sanderson Warbreaker that was like $100 and then the Tress of the Emerald Sea, like one of his first Kickstarter books that came out. Did I then, after seeing the quality of Warbreaker, buy two of the Mistborn books for another $200? Yes. So basically, I have a lot of special editions coming. I have the special editions of the Sarah J. Maas 2 books, Sky and Breath, Blood and Water. I don't know what the hell they're called. You can tell I really care, right? I have some Kickstarters that I've supported that are coming in. I have my special editions of my Laini Taylor Daughter of Smoke and Bone series coming in. I have stuff coming that I'm going to want on my shelves. So what I've decided to do is some try chapters, because I have a lot of books that I think I'm interested in, but I really just don't know. This particular one is going to be all of the Unplugged Book Box books that I have not read yet. Here's our options. We have Desert Creatures by Kay Chronister. They're all beautiful. It has stunning, like the book is stunning. The end pages, glorious. Like they're all beautiful. I have The Taxidermist's Lover. Again, another beautiful book. Pretty sure the inside is just, yeah, look at this naked lady in foil form. Like they're beautiful. This one I just got. This is The Sleepless by Victor Manibo. I don't know. This one is about people that just don't sleep anymore, but they have no health repercussions. They just don't sleep anymore. We're going to figure out why. When the Night Bells Ring. This one came, some of these are also, I should mention, from the Twisted Retreats. They're not all unplugged from like the normal book box. This one is from the Twisted Retreat. This one is from Twisted Retreat too, I believe. So they're not all like the regular adult fiction. Some of them are from like their horror box. This one is from the horror box. What Lurks in the Dark Will Come for You, but it's like a Western. Throw Me to the Wolves by Lindy Ryan and Christopher Brooks, and this one was Joe Kaplan. This one I believe is a werewolf romance. Pretty sure, maybe. This one is River of Ashes. I think this is a Twisted Retreat. Psychological portrait akin to Lord of the Flies. Look at how haunted that looks. I don't know how many chapters I want to read. I'm not going to just do one. I'll probably do more than one unless they're like crazy long. This one is a regular book box one. This is The Secret Garden of Yanagi Inn. This is a Secret Garden retelling, which I'm here for. However, I think it is historical, which I suppose The Secret Garden is technically, but like I don't love it. I'm hesitant. I want to love this because Secret Garden retelling. I just don't know if I will. So they're all beautiful. They all have stunning covers. They all have stunning ed pages. Like, no, that's falling. Stunning, stunning, stunning ed pages. They're beautiful books, and I hope I love them all so I can keep them all, but I just don't know. So I'm going to start reading these and see what I think. So I'm going to order them in terms of like what I think I'm going to enjoy least to what I'm going to enjoy the most, and then see how we fall. So I think I'm going to enjoy this one the most, so I'm going to try that one last. I also think I'm going to enjoy some paranormal romance, so I'm going to put that one there. I think the potential to enjoy this as like a sci-fi thriller is kind of high. I think I'm going to like dead last. Again, I think pretty much dead last. These are both like Western-y, and I don't have any interest in those. Although this one probably less than this one. So I'm going to put that one above that. A Psychological Portrait of Lord of the Flies I might actually like. I'm going to put this up closer. The Secret Garden. I hope. I think I might like that other one better than this. So I'll put this, and then this one least of all. So in order of what I think I would like. Least to greatest. Greatest being down here. That's what we have to work with. So I'm going to start with Prob's not going to like it and work our way through. Let's talk a little bit about When the Night Bells Ring. This is definitely from the horror box. And it says, it's 1869, immediately, and something is killing people in Virgil, Nevada. They must unravel the town's mysterious curse to save her family from strange creatures that roam the night. When the 150 years later, her diary is found in an abandoned silver mine. 2 climate refugees unwittingly wake the horrors that still haunt the deserted town. We go forward 150 years, so we're not completely historical at that point, but we're also not like current with climate refugees, so it looks like we have some like dystopian. I don't love that for me. First couple of chapters. Are there not chapters in this book? There are no chapters in this book. 38 pages for the first chapter, which feels excessive. It starts off with the Dust Devils. 2 long tracks made snakes in the red dirt, their scales formed by tire tread. We're going to try it, and then I will report back. Have I slumped down? Yes, I have. Have I made it to chapter 2, so all 37 pages? Yes. Am I continuing? Absolutely not. If there's nothing engaging in the first 37 pages with a chapter that long, I hate that I love how pretty the books are. We are moving on to Desert Creatures. Let's see what this one is about. This book, I'm not even kidding you, is so stupidly pretty that like I'm half tempted, even if I hate it, to just keep it. Like it's ridiculous. One young woman will find salvation to become just another rot, lonely skull in the sand. 11-year-old Magdala and her father have been exiled from their home. They flee through the harsh landscape of America West, searching for refuge. As violence pursues them, they join a handful of survivors on a pilgrimage to the holy city of Las Vegas, where it's said that vigilante saints reside, bright with neon power. She was born with a club foot and it's going to be healed. But when faced with strange horrors in the desert, one by one the pilgrims fall victim to a hideous sickness, leaving her to fend for herself. After surviving for 7 years on her own, she's tired of waiting for miracles. She recruits an exiled Vegas priest at gunpoint to serve her as her guide. A haunting story of endurance at the expense of redemption. Please let me like it. The fire came at night, a flash of gasoline, scent, and shattered glass, then a column of flame that swept across the floor. As the room burned, Magdala followed her father Xavier out the window. There's like these page dividers, but like not chapters. No, there's not a single chapter to be had. So we're just gonna see how far I can get. I have read to page 35. Yes, 35. So I got through, a little bit of a chunk. It's not that long of a book. We've got a lot of religion. We've got branding. I don't like it. And not just like the content, like it's not quite that I don't like the writing style, although I'm surprised it's just not like very gripping in the beginning. Like there's nothing that's like snagging me where I'm like, ooh, that's exciting, want to keep reading. Unsurprised, because these are at the top of my did not think I would like pile. I was right. Also, may I just point out, like, does it bother me that like all of these books have different heights? Like this one is taller and also a little bit wider. Like I would love if all of these like lined up and like had the same height, like almost like book of the month style, which I know is not always possible, but it's a little bit of a bummer. But that's too being unhauled, and I hate that because that book is so pretty. And if I had shelf space, I would just leave it uncovered and keep it and let it be beautiful, but I just don't. So we're gonna go The Secret Garden, an adult retelling of a classic children's book, The Secret Garden, about an American woman who, while mourning the recent death of her mother, travels to Japan to photograph a dilapidated traditional inn to find herself mysteriously tied with the inn's haunted past. Chapter 1 is in Chicago, Illinois, and that's chapter 9. So we have regular chapters. So let's see where some chapters. Chapter 3 is on page 11. I can give it more than that, although the text on this one is very small, like much smaller than the other ones. So chapter 5 is on page 25. I'm sure I can give it until then. So that's what we're going to do. The Secret Garden is my absolute favorite children's classic. I own 7 or 8 copies of it. love it. So I really want to love this. I really want to love it. So we're going to check out writing style. We're going to just see how I vibe with it. And then knowing that like stories change, right? They grow and evolve as you continue reading. Sometimes it takes a little while to get invested. As long as the writing style and like it seems to be working, I will go ahead and keep this. So I'll report back. I'm definitely feeling, I got to page 45. I put a card in here. Yeah, 45. I'm definitely getting the Secret Garden vibes, and I can see the connections. There's still parts of it I'm not loving, and it's a little slower, but like so is the Secret Garden at the beginning. And I did go on to Goodreads and check out some of the ratings, and they're really good. So I am going to stick with it. I'm going to keep this. I mean, I'm not going to read it right now, but I'm going to keep this one. So there's one win. River of Ashes. Let's take a look at this one. Along the banks of the river sits an abandoned St. Francis seminary. Beneath a canopy of oaks blocked from prying eyes, the teens gather there on Fridays. The rest of the week belongs to the schools and family. Weekends belong to the river. The river belongs to Beau Devereaux, the only child of a powerful family. He can do no wrong, star quarterback, He's also a psychopath. A dirty family secret buried for years, Beau's evil grows unchecked. In the shadows of a haunted abbey, he commits unspeakable acts on his victims and ensures their silence with threats and intimidation. Senior year, he sets his sights on his girlfriend's headstrong twin sister, who hates him, everything he wants but cannot have. She will be his ultimate prize. As the victim toll mounts, it becomes clear that someone must stop him, and that someone will pay with their life. And I really, 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 really hope I love this. Can you tell that that's like a purple skull in there? Let's give it a try. I mean, we're getting down to ones that I'm really excited about, so hopefully this one works out. Also signed by both co-authors. This is going to be a tough one. It is dedicated to the unheard victims who trusted the boy next door. I feel like this is going to be an easy yes. Like chapter 3 is on page 11. Let me get back to you, but I'm already loving. I'm on page 2 and I'm already loving the writing style. So I'll be back. All right, I only got to page 10, but I'm in. I'm actually really excited about this one. This one definitely gripped me a lot more than The Secret Garden. It feels very YA, like it's high school kids. And it feels very young for being like a part of the adult boxes. I'm not sure where it's gonna go, but I actually was enjoying the writing style, so we're gonna stick with it. That's 4 books down, so I think I'm gonna call it there for the night, and I still have 3 to go tomorrow, and they're the ones that I am most excited about. So it's, to remind you, The Sleepless, Throw Me to the Wolves, which I think is a paranormal romance, and The Taxidermist's Lover, which just sounds really cool. So these 3 are coming up next, and I really, really, really hope I like them. 2 are going. The Westerns, I'm unsurprised. And some of the reviews on them are very, very high. They're just not for me. And these 2 are staying. We're at an even split now. Where the other 3 land will determine my ratio, friends. It's been a day. It's 1 o'clock. I don't go to work until 3:15, 3:10 to be safe. And I found a couple more books that I'm going to add in. Are they the fancy copies of the Unplugged? No. But I have The Lady Upstairs and They Drown Our Daughters. They Drown Our Daughters, not drowned. I have high hopes for both of these, which is why they didn't even make it into this, because like I felt like I was definitely going to like them. So I'm going to put these in last, but up next is my most recent acquiring. Nope. I think The Taxidermist's Lover came in after this, but we've got The Sleepless. So we're going to see how this one goes. I'm intrigued. It's giving me like Hank Green, the Carls vibes. I don't know if that's going to stack up, but like that's where I'm thinking this is going. A mysterious pandemic causes a quarter of the world to permanently lose the ability to sleep without any apparent health implications. The outbreak creates a new class of people who are feared and ostracized, most of whom optimize their extra hours to earn more money. A journalist is sleepless. He can't sleep, nor does he need to. When his boss dies on the eve of a controversial corporate takeover, Jamie doesn't buy the too convenient explanation of suicide and launches into an investigation of his own, but everything goes awry when he discovers that the last person who saw his boss alive was him. He was that person. The police suspect him. He has no memory of that night, and alarmingly, his memory loss may have to do with how he became sleepless, not naturally like the others, but through a risky, illegal biohacking process. Beautiful, super cool cover. Just closed eyes. Look like boobies. I have the maturity level of a toddler. Let's get started and I'll touch base in a bit. I think I've been reading the first couple sentences, haven't I? In the last dream I ever had, I was eating a big, bloody hunk of steak. I'm gonna be sick to my stomach. The details are hazy now, crisp white linens and a side of roasted potatoes, wood paneling, other faceless people at my table, and not much else. I don't recall the specific cut of meat, but it was definitely not a filet mignon. It was more like a porterhouse. I don't know if you know this about me, but I don't eat steak. I don't eat pork. I barely eat like chicken and turkey. I don't really eat fish. By no means am I like an ethical vegetarian. It grosses me out. Maybe I'm just a bummer. I don't know. I've been in a very strange headspace lately, but I've also been in a very cutthroat headspace lately. I've been pretty brutal about my unhauls and what I'm getting rid of. I have a whole box of things and I didn't really film them. I've just really been in like a place where it has to go. Like I feel better the less I have kind of cluttering my space. So unfortunately, I got to page 27 and I'm just not feeling it. I did kind of flip through some of the books, some of the pages like throughout, like I kind of flipped around and just trying to see if there would be anything that would interest me or any lines that would really kind of like spark my interest. But it seems like the writing style is pretty consistent throughout and it's pretty slow. I'm not particularly connecting with it or the main character. And I understand 27 pages is not a lot, but even looking at some reviews, I just don't think this is going to be for me. But we're going to try this. Throw Me to the Wolves. And this one is 10 years ago. A witch sacrificed her woman's family, turned her into a werewolf, and then the spell failed. She was never seen again until now. An officer has discovered the remains of this girl in a house where the family had died. It seems like there's gonna be like a little bit of like romance, but then also werewolfy stuff. It is small. It's very pretty. I'm hoping she's small but mighty. I feel like I could really like this. A signed book plate and some like really pretty black pages. The ever familiar and popular line, "Throw me to the wolves and I'll return leading the pack." I'm gonna read the first couple sentences and let you see what we got here. If I blinked, I might tear out his throat. The silence hung a threat in the air between us while I stared daggers into the pretty brown eyes of Officer Shiny Badge. Little silver tassels waved from a vent up in the corner behind him, proof the AC worked, though just barely. Yeah, we're gonna see where I get to. Call me a sucker for a werewolf story, but I'm only on page 12 and we have a girl who curses, drinks an entire Coke in one sip, belches in front of the police, yells at the police, calls them on their BS. She's kind of awesome. We also have witches and curses, and I'm here for all of it. So this one is staying on the shelves, and I'm actually really excited to get to it. Actually very excited to get to it. So we're gonna keep this one, and we're gonna move into The Last of the Pretties. This one, I believe, came in one of my Twisted Retreat boxes. It's a modern gothic tale of a woman obsessed with her lover's taxidermy creatures and haunted by her past. I don't love an obsession with taxidermy creatures. One stormy Christmas, Scarlett recalls the ebb and flow of a year-long love affair with Henry, a renowned taxidermist. Obsessed with his taxidermy creation, she pushes him to outdo his colleague in a world-famous rival. In a crescendo of species-blending creativity, Scarlett will not be able to avoid a reckoning with her own past as Henry's innovations creep into her own thoughts, dreams, and desires. Drenched in the torrential rains of the Somerset moorland and the sensual pleasures of the characters, the taxidermist's lover lures you deeper into Scarlett's delightfully eerie world. "You are a wonderful, complex, fucked up mess," you once said to me. Sometimes when you pass these judgments, I would flinch, as if the words were darts or sharp tools piercing my skin. That old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, does not make sense. Words can be the most damaging of all things. They have life, power, intensity. Just as this place, our home, shapes us into new beings over time. I like the writing style. I'll check back in. We're going to talk about this. I'm here, so like it's not a little tiny chunk. The book's not terribly long. It's 230 pages and I made it to page 50. I just read the last sentences. Oh no. Oh. Oh no, wait, what? I don't think it's for me. Did I just spoil the ending? Yes. Do I feel like I need to read this entire thing? No. We have a very toxic, strange relationship where I think she stalked this man because she's obsessed with taxidermy because she used to cut apart dead animals when she was little, and now he's making strange combinations of animals in taxidermy form. But also, did she wake up to him finishing on her face because she looks so beautiful and still because she was sleeping like she was dead? Yes, that's a thing that happened. I don't do well with dead animal. There's just a certain level of strangeness to this that it's not my thing. Dark, fine. Dark romance, totally fine. Actual just straight horror, also fine. But that's a strange, for me personally, everybody's got their own thing. It's not my jam. It's not my jam. I see where it's going. I saw where it was going in the first 50 pages. Reading the last 3 or 4, also see I was correct in where it was going. And it's just not, it's not my thing. So far today we have one book is a keep. And unfortunately, my most recent 2 books are not keeps, which means I have 2 left. I have The Lady Upstairs and They Drown Our Daughters. I am looking at about an hour before I have to go to work and I need a break. Kept 3, unhauled 4. So yesterday we were 2 and 2, jumped more towards unhaul. These 2, I genuinely feel like I'm going to keep this. This one I'm not as sure about because I think that part of this is historical, but with any book box, you're going to run a risk of potentially not liking books. But yeah, I don't think this necessarily says anything about Unplugged specifically. And I'm not just like targeting them as like a, you know, try one chapter kind of like unhaul situation, or the fact that it's skewing more towards unhaul. Reading is such a personal taste kind of a situation, and the moods that I'm in right now and like what I'm capable of consuming while working on books and working on other projects is really, like, I'm not looking for some deep philosophical kind of a story. I don't want anything too dense, and that's a personal preference right now. Friends, I'm back from work and it is time for They Drown Our Daughters by Katrina Munro. This one is, they say Cape Disappointment is haunted. That's why tourists used to flock there in droves. They used to visit the rocky shoreline under the old lighthouse's watchful eye and fish shells from the water as they pretended to spot dark shapes in the surf. Now the tourists are long gone, but Meredith and her young daughter return to her childhood home after an acrimonious split from her wife. The Cape seems more haunted by regret than malevolent force, but her mother, suffering from early stages of Alzheimer's, is convinced the ghost stories are real. Not only is there something in the water, but it's watching them, waiting for them, reaching out to Meredith's daughter the way it has every woman in their generation, in their line for generations. And if Meredith isn't careful, all 3 women, bound by blood and heartbreak, will be lost one by one to the ocean's mournful call. Sounds freaking amazing. Regina found Constance sprawled on the grass, her thick graying hair tangled with purple thistles. A ring of pale blue thalia petals surrounding her body. Her lips moved with silent words and her fingertips twitched in the dirt. Crickets chirped, growing louder as the sun dipped slowly over the horizon. A bullfrog climbed out of Constance's apron pocket, resting on her belly. I don't want to kill my husband, Regina said. Constance cracked one eye, closing it just as quickly. Admirable. Then, it's rude to stare while a woman communes, Gina. The bullfrogs glanced up at Regina with big, wet eyes before climbing back into Constance's pocket. Are you talking to me or him? Either or, Constance smirked. It suits you both, I think. Why do I love that so far? All right, I'm going to keep reading, and I'll let you know in a bit. All right, friends, I'm back. I got to literally page 3 of this, and I love the writing style. We've got family trees, and I'm also here for it. There's another one in the back that's like beautiful, and I really like the writing style. And like immediately it's like very gripping. Like the language is very gripping, and I'm here for it. Because things got busy, I've already started this one, so I'm going to read you a little bit about The Lady Upstairs by Hallie Sutton. This says, Joe's job is blackmailing horrible men, handsy Hollywood producers, adulterous actors, corrupt cops, the worst of the worst in Los Angeles. She's as motivated by the money she's making as she is the debt she's paying off and the chance to take back the power for the women in the city. Eager to prove herself to her co-worker and their enigmatic boss, known as the Lady Upstairs, she takes on a bigger, riskier job until one of her targets ends up murdered. Again, I got to page... I moved the bookmark back. I think I only got to page... not that page. 10, which was chapter 2, and it's a yes. So these older ones, I'm here for. This is a Putnam release, and this is a Poisoned Pen release. Which brings me to 5 kept, 4 unhauled. Not bad odds, but like I said, these have been around for a minute. This one longer than this one, and I knew already that I liked these. I just wanted to like double confirm it. I think if anything, I'm still a little bit hesitant about the Secret Garden of Yanagi Inn, but I think I could like it. I just have to really lead into that like Secret Garden vibe, and I think I have to be in the mood for it. But the other 2, I actually like actively really was into. 4 books off my shelves. They're beautiful books, and I'm bummed out because they are like gorgeous covers, gorgeous dust jackets, and hardcovers, and they're all signed. It's not bad odds. It's still more kept than unhauled. That has been my Unplugged Book Box reading vlog. I needed to make some decisions, and decisions have been made. I did the book of the month before, so this was that one. And then I might do just like a rando one. I have a lot of one-off smutty books that I've picked up over time, and I may do a reading vlog for that one, trying those out, like the first chapter of those. A lot of them are indie. Maybe that will be the next one. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. If you have any interest in ASMR channels, if you have any interest in ambient noises or calming noises or noises to write to, study to, sleep to, I have another channel that I'm just randomly trying to do ASMR on. I'm very particular about my ASMR. I only like certain kinds. So it's not personal attention or whispering or mouth sounds or food sounds, none of that. It's just very ambient white noise, help you sleep kind of sounds. So if that's your jam and you're looking for a couple of different sounds, maybe check that out. It's a new channel, so there's only 3 videos on there now, but I have one going up every Monday at this point through July. So there will be a new video every Monday over there, if you're interested. That's going to be all for my Unplugged Book Box try a chapter / multiple chapters / 50 pages challenge that I gave myself. And I do feel better that 4 books are off my shelves that I'm not interested in. And now I know. It hurts my heart to get rid of beautiful books, but it's got to happen. So that has been it for this one. If you've enjoyed it, do give me a big thumbs up, click subscribe, stick around for the next videos, and I'll see you then, friends. Bye.